Retro Jason in the house.
What's up? Wear a mask, man.
Yeah, almost didn't recognize you without the ball cap, man.
Oh, it'll be back in a minute.
Is that the coronavirus Jason mask?
It is now.
Got too many holes.
Oh, rat.
Dude, I just tell you the crazy stuff I've seen people wearing on their face.
Got too many holes.
All right, we are live. We are live, and let me do something real quick here. All right. All I really have to say is dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Dust in.
You let me cry.
Like sands through the hourglass, this is the days of our lives.
This is the final episode. This is the final chapter in the Sausage Factory. So, welcome to the final episode of the Sausage Factory. I am your moderator, Pizzo, and joining me tonight on this very solemn occasion is Christian. What's up, Christian? How are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm sorry, I just read a funny tweet as soon as you said my name. I'm sorry.
Well, this is
last episode, and
somebody did one of those. I think it was Jay, the Tiger King. I am never going to financially recover from this.
Just so you know, YouTube has not sent out the notifications yet to people, so you may be waiting a bit for some people to show up.
Oh, we've already got 31 people in here, so some people must have gotten it.
Cool.
But yes, also with me tonight is Jay the Stingray. What's up, Stingray? How are you?
Doing well, guys. I'm glad to be a part of the final episode here tonight. Rocking some Dark Magic, my standard go-to.
Very nice. Very nice. Also with me tonight is Lorne. What's up, Lorne? How are you?
I'm fine. It snowed a little bit earlier. It's not supposed to snow this time of year. I figured that was nature's way of saying goodbye to the show.
Yeah, we actually got some snow here in Kentucky like 2 days ago. Like a lot of snow. Very weird. Very weird. Also with me tonight's be Movie Mike. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to be here. Good to send the show off with a bang.
Exactly.
Of some sorts, whatever sort that is.
Cameron's with me tonight too. Cameron, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Now I'm trying to figure out which of our new panelists is the Yoko Ono that brought this wonderful show to a crashing thud.
We're
you're going there. Welcome, baby.
we're gonna get to that momentarily. Trust me. Also with me tonight is Raiho. Raiho, what's going on, man?
I was just sending another message out to somebody. I'm hoping somebody will make an appearance tonight, but we'll see. Somber evening.
Yes.
My last beer. The crack it for us.
What are we drinking?
You know what? It's an Alexander Keith's. It's a Nova Scotia staple. And I got it from my neighbor, left us a care package the other day. And he had a beer in there for me, so there it is. I could have poured it out, but that would be a waste and stupid, so.
Nice.
Cheers. That's the Factory Nation. There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Chug, I guess.
Very nice.
And I've got the OG t-shirt on.
That's the old school t-shirt. I know. Yeah. Jeez.
I noticed that, man. I got
The
one
original.
of those. I'm still wearing the replacement.
I you know what? It was serendipity, I guess. I was going through some stuff today, and there it was sitting there. I was like, wow. So threw it on.
One day, Raho, that shirt will be worth
I can't even calculate.
Tens of dozens of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be worth about 5 wooden nickels.
Also with me tonight is Stone Gaspin. Stone, what's up, man?
Doing good. Showing up in New York as per usual. Well, it's not just sad that this is the final episode, but what's also really sad is that I read about an hour before we started. Brian Dennehy, rest in peace.
Yes, Brian Dennehy passed away.
Yeah, very prolific character actor. Yeah.
Yes. Rest in peace, Brian Dennehy. Jeez. And also with me tonight is Retro Keck, aka Retro Jason tonight. What's going on, man?
Just wearing a mask like the experts recommend, brother.
Very good. I'm not sure how protective that one's going to be because of all those big holes in it, but
Well,
at least
blue, so.
at least you're trying,
All you can ask, man.
There you go.
It might provide some protection from the looters, but maybe not from the virus.
That's true.
Could the virus actually kill Jason this time?
The only thing that can kill Jason and Freddy are bad box office. So.
That's not true. I think Judge Underhill is working on it as we speak.
I don't know.
Boy.
Jason is part of the elderly crowd, isn't he? He might be
That's
at
true.
risk.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Piz, with all your masks behind you, this is a day that you've lived to, live for. You could wear a leather face mask to, your store, and
It's funny. I wore just a regular mask to the grocery store the other day, and it was black, and I noticed that all these people were staring at me, and I was thinking, like, do they think my mask is cool, or do I look scary in this mask? And then I got back out to the car, and the mask was so tight around my ears that it had made my ears do this. So I was walking around the store with like my ears out all Dumbo style, wearing this goofy black mask, and that's what everybody was staring at. But yeah. But let's see who's with us tonight here on this final episode of the Sausage Factory. Let me see who's in the chat tonight. Big Ideas 3, our buddy Steak Sauce, Jeff Overing, Joe Reese, Lost Cunningham, Devin Dungan, Movie Man 95, Robert Long, Darkness Falls, Verisimilitude, Borderline 11, Sebian Seagal, Jason Lima, or Lima, how are you doing? I believe it's Lima, am I right? I believe it's Lima. PlayStation 9, hello. Brian Trash, hello, Mr. Trash. Oh, Rambo Raff is in the chat. What's up, Rambo? How are you?
For life.
Yes, for life. But yes, the rumors are true. This is the final episode of the Sausage Factory. We have been doing this show for many, many years. I don't even know how many years at this point, but many years. We've done, it's got to be well over 100 episodes.
It's over 200.
Over 200 episodes to date. Man. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, but like any ride, it has to come to an end. And, there's no better time than the present. I don't know. I mean, somebody's asking if it's Lauren's fault, and I'll get to that momentarily. There's been some issues, internal issues, and I said I wasn't going to air this dirty laundry out, but I'm going to anyway.
Well, wait, we talked about this. Creative differences is the line we're using here. Do you really want to go full bore with this right now? I mean, there's private lives involved here.
Well, I mean, this is the final episode, so I mean, I don't care. But we'll get into that later. I just want to thank you guys out there for being with us all these years through these over 200 episodes. And it's been a great ride. We've had some awesome episodes. We've had some great guests. We've had some great times. Shared a lot of laughs. You guys out there watching, let us know what some of your favorite shows are, favorite moments from previous shows. Let us all know. I will say one thing that really has irked me is that ever since Gibbs has become a part of the show, everybody's all about Gibbs. And where's Gibbs? And Gibbs is so handsome. And or Gibbs. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, the guy's a hack. He's a talentless hack. And he's all surface. He's just a pretty boy. You know what I mean? That's it.
Sexy boy,
Yeah.
sexy boy.
He's just a pretty boy.
I put on a mask to try to distract you from it. I gave you a minute. Okay? Jeez.
Oh God. But yes, so you guys out there in the audience, share with us what some of your favorite moments from the show are. And I'll go through the panel here if you guys want to share some of your favorite memories of the show now that we're wrapping it up. Please do so.
Good night, everybody.
That's it. So apparently there are no.
Cut to black.
Well, Piz, man, I feel like Woody Harrelson, man. I finally make it onto an established show. He got on Cheers, and then it canceled after another year. What the hell, man?
Well, Woody did fine. Woody went on to.
Well, hopefully I'll turn out fine.
You'll go on to have a movie career now.
Woody was on for like 7 years though.
I thought he only did like 2 seasons.
No, he was there from after Coach died, season 3. So
Was he really?
So season 4 through 10 or 11.
So I guess we gotta keep this shit going, do we?
Oh.
Wait.
Hey, man.
Who did Christian kill off for this role? I'm confused.
Coach was an OG, man. Oh.
DJ Donnelly says that one of his favorite episodes is was part 2 of our Stephen King discussion.
I think one of the things that happened is that we ticked off a lot of people being honest on this show, and so the screeners have dried up. They're no longer coming, so there's no point really in continuing the charade that that is the Sausage Factory sometimes. So sorry guys.
Sure. If I no longer get those I can't even think of the company's name. What's the company's name that makes like those awful shark NATO movies? The Asylum. Yeah. When the Asylum stopped sending me screeners, I was like, what's this even? What's this for? You know what I mean? What's the point? What's the point?
What's the point?
Unrated slashers and best movies of the 80s were some of your favorites, Austin. Those were fun shows, for sure. Yeah. The Friday the 13th Megasode, that was a very good one. Verisimilitude, those were good shows. Yeah. The Halloween Megasode was another good one. Captain Halloween, it's true. Is it Disney's fault? Well, I can't say anything just yet. We're
Checks
still
haven't cleared. Shut up.
It's not so much Disney's fault as Disney's lawyer's fault. There's a careful delineation there.
Well, like a lot of things with the pandemic too, it's like a lot of good businesses have to close up shop for a little bit, and even though we are social distancing, I think Trump said today that no groups larger than 5 can get together on YouTube anymore, so that's a problem.
That is an issue. That is an issue. Yes. Let's see. I forgot to send.
We forgot to send Rambo up.
Yeah, I forgot to send Rambo the link.
Sorry about that, Rambo.
Hey, Raiho, your cat looks pissed off, man. Is it sick of you being home all the time or something?
Yeah, I think so. At first, I think she was like, "This is sweet. Like, I can bother this human being to get me treats all the time." But now she's just like, "You're in my chair, motherfucker."
Yeah, you're in my chair.
Yeah. No, she had to pop by for the last show, didn't you?
Another issue is this is kind kind of partly Dead Pit's fault too, because they're returning, and so we have to leave now.
Can't both be. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, the world couldn't handle both. So I think Rambo's about to hop on.
I was going to throw out there real quick. I remember one episode I particularly loved was the Lethal Weapon versus Die Hard episode.
Yes.
Okay,
And did Lethal Weapon actually win?
I don't remember. That's a good question.
I think Lethal Weapon won.
Wow.
The versus episodes were fun. One of my favorites was the Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 commentary with Eric Freeman. That was a blast.
That was a lot of fun.
Garbage Day.
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
What happened when that scene came on?
If I recall correctly, I was like, all right, everybody quiet. It's about to happen. Here it comes. And so it was a very, we waited for that moment with bated breath. So
Eric was a great sport, man. He really enjoyed it.
He was.
He
was. Yeah, he was awesome. He was great. But what are some of you guys' other favorite guests we've had on the show? We've had some really great guests over the years. I saw a couple people in the chat mention Peter Brackey. He's been awesome. We've had him on for, gosh.
He's the honorary member, to be honest.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Who was the guy that showed us his ceiling fan for like a solid half hour?
That was Andrew Cash.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was.
I don't think he realized that he was on video.
I don't think he realized he was on video either, and I kept waiting for him to have an itch and just go to town. So, but that was a good one. One of my favorites is still the My Bloody Valentine live commentary that we did with Paul Kelman.
That's probably my number one.
Yeah,
I was so marked out for that.
That one was really cool.
Yeah.
That one was
that for me was tops. I remember the whole time. I don't even remember what I asked him, but I was just like, "This is so cool."
Yeah.
And we did have a couple of really cool guests, Jonathan Tiersten too.
Mm-hmm.
But I always fall back to that Paul Kelman one. That was so awesome.
Yeah.
And especially because he came out of the woodwork and he literally the beard and everything. Like it looked like he was like I came out of the woods and got internet and called us up.
Exactly. Yeah.
He was kind of like hard find, and all of a sudden, yeah.
Do you guys remember someone put out an article about guys with beards have like fecal matter in their beards? And Paul Kelman was like really pissed off at that. And, really went to task, on whoever wrote that article. It was like, I'm not a dirty person.
One thing that's really cool is when you guys had guests on, or whenever you guys have guests on, they seem to really enjoy themselves. You always get the sense that they're not being bothered. They really enjoy being here, and a lot of times they come back, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing with Paul Kelman that was so special was like trying to explain to him Google Hangouts. And just kind of, fingers crossed, hoping that he could, that he could work it. And he got it to work. And it turned out really well. And it was the first time that he'd actually seen the film, he said, in like many, many years. So it was really cool because it was kind of like watching him. I was watching him more than I was watching the movie, and it was kind of like watching him take a walk down memory lane because he was talking about Keith Knight, who'd passed away, and he was a close friend of his, and there's another guy from the movie that had passed away recently also, or a few years ago. I can't think of his name, but it was just really cool. Yeah, that one definitely sticks out in my mind. It's one of my favorite shows with a guest.
Speaking of watching the movie, you remember when we had Jonathan Tiersten on, and he didn't even have a copy of the film.
Yeah,
he was just kind of hanging out.
He was just talking about like arcades and like all this. Like he was just. I remember every time he talked about a video game, he just called it a video. He'd be like, "Oh, I was playing a video." Like it took me a while to figure out what he was talking about. But he was just he just went nonstop. It was like a fountain of information, and then I remember at the end of it, I was actually at Cole's house. I think we did that one from Cole's place, the two of us, and I remember we were just like, "Holy shit, man!" he just talked for 2 hours straight. It was impressive.
Yeah, because basically because I asked him, I was like, do you have a copy of the movie? And he was like, no, I've seen it. He was just like, I've seen it. So he just
Yeah.
It's
Cole. He was there to chat, tell us some stuff. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Toronto Freddy sent us a $5 Canadian super chat. Thank you, sir. Are you guys completely?
That's like 50 cents, man.
It is. I wasn't joking about the wooden nickels.
Don't be ungrateful, young man.
I'm not saying that money anyway.
It's good for me though. $5. Hey, send them out.
That might get you like a can of Moosehead.
Shit, man. Yeah. Give myself a pizza.
Captain Halloween's comment in the chat is saying, wait, is next Thursday going to be the series debut of the all gender inclusive factory?
Oh shit!
Has he been on our private chat?
Well, we are going to be put it this way. Certain members of the panel want to embrace social justice. I won't name any names, Lauren, but they want to take the show into a more social justice arena, and I'm personally against that sort of thing and being very PC. So,
and that's why you're shutting everything down.
Yeah.
I think we've decided to go with the Clam Factory.
Exactly. Yes.
I personally like bangers and trash. What was it?
What was it?
We were joking about names, and I think Jay said something like bangers and trash.
But yeah, it's
Oh man.
Any other fond memories?
When I dragged Cole to Superman for sure, Batman versus Superman.
That was a good one.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was a Patreon exclusive, right? Where people donated money for Cole to go.
They donated money for the tickets.
Yeah. They wanted to see Cole suffer. I mean, that was it basically. So we raised money to pay for Cole's tickets.
And he suffered. I think I've mentioned this. There was parts of the movie where I didn't even watch the movie, and the movie was garbage anyway, and I was just watching to see his reaction. like that whole sequence where they did that weird thing. I don't know if it was the future or a dream sequence of Batman was running around with a trench coat and guns. I was just like this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Rambo's with us. Rambo, what's up, man?
Doing well. Can you guys hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's up, Rambo?
Yeah, man. I'm back at the end of the last week, and all of a sudden now the show's ending. So my great timing as always. So there you go. But
Rambo dropped.
Oh, he did?
No. Yeah,
He'll be back.
Yeah, back to Toronto Freddy's super chat. He said, "Are you guys completely shutting the channel down, or just not doing any more episodes? Regardless, thanks for the hours of entertainment, guys." Well, thank you. The channel will still be around. The channel will still be up. So don't worry about
The
that.
archive.
The archive is plentiful. Put it that way. So, not shutting the channel down. Eric has joined us. Eric, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Hey,
Cool. We got a full house in here.
We were talking about we were sharing some of our favorite episodes, some of our favorite moments from the show over the years. What's a fond memory you have of a show?
I mean, it's probably got to be my first, because Cameron's really the guy who turned me on to you you gents. He was just because we started, we were geeking out about Twin Peaks and all kinds of stuff, and I think we started talking about like horror movies, and he's like, oh man, if you like Friday the 13th, why don't you check this out? And he's like, I turn this on like while I'm doing stuff in the house. It's like 4 hours long. You'll love it. And I watched your Friday the 13th retrospective, which I think was over 2 episodes. I think you split it in half. I think that was it. And I just I was in love from the first from the first viewing. That was such a great show.
Well, you guys are all great together, but also the fact that you had Peter Bracke on for 9 hours, and it felt like you were seeing some sort of like underground horror show that nobody in the community was talking about, but you were getting all this really cool information, So it just made for exciting YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. I think Rambo's going to try and jump back on here momentarily.
Oh, I can hop off because I think you guys are at your limit, and I think I was trying to get in, and I think because Rambo dropped off, I think I got his slot.
Oh yeah, we've got 10.
He's a senior alum. I can drop out. That's no big deal. I can hang out in the chat.
Can we get one? Can we get one more? No.
I don't know. Let me see if Rambo can jump on, because I think 10 may be the limit. He's going to try and jump back on.
We'll see.
Because now he said that he I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he can jump back on. Any other fond memories of shows that you were a part of, Eric?
Oh well, so shows I was a part of. Well, I think Cameron stole my thunder there. I'd say pretty much any Peter Bracke episode was just a real pleasure, because he's just like, what a great guy. Like, just he knows a lot of really cool geeky stuff, but he's just a nice dude. And I mean, hell, we played. There's stuff like fond memories I have of you guys. Actually, is not even necessarily show stuff. Everybody wouldn't know this, but we all played for like the Friday the 13th game for a long time. And like, I have such fond memories of hanging out with you guys on there, and friggin' Piz, damn you, man. Like, you were a brutal Jason. I think you always got me first, like in every match we ever played. But no, I think the show that sticks out, just fond memories, it was a fun time, was, wasn't it like, didn't we do like Schwarzenegger versus Stallone?
Yeah.
Didn't we do a show like that? I remember like Cole and I mixing it up in that episode, sort of. But again, love Cole. Again, just all good times. That was a fun show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a fun one. I remember the. I don't remember that one getting as heated as the Die Hard versus Lethal Weapon show. That one got pretty heated, as I recall.
Yes.
And anytime B-Movie Mike took on Eric with Star Wars.
Oh, that wasn't that bad. No, I actually think B-Movie Mike and I mixed it up more over Halloween 2018 than we ever did over Star Wars. That infamous show from last fall, or 2 falls ago, whenever that was.
Which one was that, though? Was it Last Jedi that we really got? I can't remember now.
I guess it just seemed like it because it was Last Jedi and then Halloween within like
that one
like
was
6 months of each other. It was just like bang, bang, and the Lethal Weapon thing. So it was just it seemed like there was a lot of animosity going on, but it was different subjects. And
it's all in fun, right?
Yeah.
Some of those were some of my favorites. We had like a little row at each other and had some fun, and it
just like friends.
Made for good. Yeah, I mean that's it. Like, I mean, we've been doing this I think 8 years. I might be wrong on that, but it's somewhere in that area. It was 2012 we started?
13, I think.
2013. Okay, so 7 or 8 years. Like, we went from acquaintances, some of us, to I talk to you guys every week. You guys are close friends, and so it's just we're just having a chat and having some fun, right? So.
Well, we've got like the Twitter, like that was actually going to be my question, Piz. Like, we can still talk on Twitter, right? Like, that thread isn't going away. So can we still talk?
We can still have our Twitter chat.
Yeah, I see that Twitter chat. A lot of fun.
Still have our group therapy sessions on there. Yeah. Stingray, you've been with me since episode 1. Let me see. Stingray, Mike, Raho, you guys have been here since episode 1. Stingray, what are some of your favorite episodes?
It's been so many, man. I'm just kind of emotional tonight. I've always liked the episodes where we just kind of go off the cuff, like, and we talk about like fast food or cereal or just whatever random thing we get going on, and it always winds up being a fun discussion.
Yeah.
Every time we have one of those, we go off on our tangents. I have such a great time, and then like later on, like the next day, I think, oh man, was that shitty? Like, did people hate that? Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe that was the worst thing we could have done. Like, we talked about Twinkies for half an hour. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's when I had my most fun, just going off the cuff. Yeah.
Some of those cul-de-sacs that we would get on, those I think were a lot of fun because they were so random.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm struggling to think of like a really good one that we went on. Like again, Twinkies is as good as anything. Like because it was always that random. It's like we'd be talking about the dude like pooping in the outhouse in Friday the 13th Part 5, and somehow like we'd start talking about like breakfast cereal or something, and like that would be like a 45-minute diversion.
You never knew where it was going to go, man. You never knew where it was going to go. Yeah.
Although it was a little predictable because if you watch like a John Hughes show, you knew within 45 minutes it would become the Friday the 13th show. Just it would still be called the John Hughes show.
Yeah.
We always had to, bring up Friday the 13th at some point in every episode. So I mean, why not?
That's the running gag of the show.
Yeah.
This is what are we doing? Plane, trains, and automobiles, and Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope people understand, like, it's not like before the show we were like, oh, hey, Raiho, you're the one who's going to make the comment about it. It's like somehow organically it would always come up. Like nobody planned on, or at least, I mean, I don't know if you guys were doing something. I just know for me, no one ever told me to bring it up, but there were just times that seemed to make sense with what we were talking about.
No
so
one was like,
was cool.
No one went in the heel, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like planned anything or anything like that. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of my favorite, there were a lot of conversations that somehow went into the realm of like prison rape, particularly during season 1, as I recall, with DVD Collector 1974 James on the show, and Mike, of course, with his background in the penal system.
Oh man, that was great. Great stuff came out of that.
And that happened like a couple of times.
Yes, yes, it
I
did.
remember at one point being like, "Are we doing the prison rape again?"
What was it that DVD Collector said Orc's ass would be worth in the prison?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, those some good times right there.
Oh man, I remember almost falling out of my chair laughing at that one. Oh God. Good stuff, man.
And you remember the guy that like he was actually in prison, like watching the show, and he,
yes,
like, stabbed himself in the stomach and had like a face tattoo. And...
Yes.
Orc's #1 fan.
He was a huge fan of Orc.
What?
He was a big fan of Orc. Yeah, he had. He was. Scary looking fella, as I recall. Not heard from him in a long time though. But goodness gracious.
Yeah, one of those. It's kind of odd to think these guys can keister these smartphones, huh?
I'm gonna hop off because Rambo's trying to get on, and I have to get my kid to dinner. But I just want to say it was so awesome to be a part of this show for a couple seasons. Piz, thank you so much for inviting me on and letting me be a part of this. And I'm really gonna miss each and every one of you. And I hope to God you guys all keep in touch, and maybe you'll let me guest on your channels or come on over to mine, and let's keep this thing going in some form. But it was great being a part of this. So thank you, Piz, and everybody.
Yeah, stay safe, buddy.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Stay safe and healthy.
Take care.
All right,
Be good.
So what is the idea? Like, so if this was like the Golden Girls, will the next is there going to be a next? Is it going to be like the Golden Palace?
God, I
Is it
hope
gonna be
not.
like Archie Bunker's place? Like, I guess I'm just trying to figure out what.
Empty nest.
And moving on up.
From
Sure as hell hope it's not going to be Joni Loves Chachi.
No, it's gonna be after MASH.
from my understanding, it's going to be something like Saved by the Bell, the college years.
Hey,
We're going to the beach.
that
Which
was
one
a
did they go to
good
the beach
show.
in?
Let's.
I actually like the college years.
Yeah, the theme song was incredible.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
the one I'm thinking of. I think it might have been just Saved by the Bell, where they all just worked at a beach for a summer. Do you guys
Oh,
remember that?
yeah.
Malibu Sands.
Yeah, that was just the original show, though. Just the
That was
Yeah.
just the
That was
original
the
Yeah.
first
show.
time I
Okay.
was exposed to Leah Remini.
Yes,
If you remember, that was like one of her
Yeah.
earliest roles.
Leah
Yeah,
Remini.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Uh,
There you go. Classic tangent. We stopped ourselves though. We could have talked about Saved by the Bell for another hour.
Screechy
oh,
sex tape.
and Screech was going to be at the New Jersey Film Festival until coronavirus came
Selling
in.
his porn tape.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. He was going to be selling and signing his porn tape.
Oh.
Probably his trust training video.
I want to ask Gibbs a question here. Gibbs,
Yes.
why did you decide to ruin the show?
What the
I've watched you guys for 8 years prosper, and I was jealous, Piz. I mean, I was beautiful. I was ready. And I just couldn't get a break from you, okay? So here I am, and you can all suck it, okay?
You bided your time all those 8 years.
Yes,
you waited
yes.
for the perfect moment to strike.
Perfect plan, yeah.
Man, gosh, you devious SOB. My,
Say, checkmate, brother.
my God.
See you in hell.
My goodness gracious. Oh man. Goodness gracious. Let's see. We've got 72 people watching tonight. So we've got a pretty full
Lively
house.
chat. Yeah.
We've got a very lively chat as well. So if I knew that it was going to bring this kind of audience, I would have canceled the show years ago.
Yes. We could have canceled it every season.
Exactly, yeah. Jeez. Let's see, Lauren, what are some of your when did you first tune into the Sausage Factory? What episode was it that got you hooked?
Jason Parker had let me know he was going to be on this show for the Captain Obi Scobie fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched that episode and I was pretty involved in the chat. And afterwards, you reached out to me and we just started chatting a little bit about some peripheral things. And then you invited me on the show. And I walked in while I was, at the time where I was working, had me in a hotel room for 3 months. And at that point, I didn't have a lot else going on. And it was a really great way to actually spend a night not being bored out of my socks. But then a weird thing happened over the last couple of years, which is I made some real friends. And not just because we like the same shit either. It's funny because I'm not a guy who grew up with a lot of friends. Had a couple I always had a few close friends, but I never had a wide pool of friends. So what has happened over the last few years is, you guys have become very important to me. Well, not all of you, but most of you.
Not you, Gibbs.
He did about 5 videos and I didn't make any of his little tribute.
I can answer the real question to everyone in the comments that's actually wondering what really happened to the show and why it's ending. And it's just it's an anomaly of the universe that in the time I was here, of course, other members weren't. So last episode we had a situation whereas we had a collision of many different years, and it just can't sustain itself with too much input. So it had to collapse in on itself. But in reality, the Sausage Factory has meant a lot to me. I started out very cynically thinking this would be a way to get people to know who I am and maybe move them over to sell books. But it's become way, way, way more than that to me. To the point where it made me comfortable enough to start my own channel for real and put up my own content, which has been its own ride. But I really owe it all to you, all of you guys, and especially to you, Piz, even though you can be a real motherfucker.
So you're saying that the only reason, okay, so basically you're saying you wanted to
fleece. The word you're looking at is for is
well, yeah,
fleece.
you were clout chasing, and yeah, and
let's call it Dr. Phil.
Remind me again when the Sausage Factory has been, reviewed in major genre magazines. Who's chasing who?
Well, I mean, who wants to be reviewed in?
Bro, Shock Till You Drop gave us a great recommendation like 18 years ago.
We are certified fresh by all the.
We've been riding high on that for.
Yeah, we're certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
For what that's worth.
And I have to say that I have to include like a lot of people who are regulars in our chat. I'd include in what I just said. I've been shocked by how much real passion there is for this show from people who just tune in every week religiously and religious without the child rape and all that stuff. And I'm really blown away by what a following can really mean to people, except of course Ketty Tar, who can go to hell.
There was something Piz said, and again, this goes back to the Friday the 13th show, but I think I brought this up before to you, Piz, but I think it really clicked for me, and it felt like it was something more special than just getting the opportunity to appear with you guys. But you would talk about how on Friday the 13th, it would be like a random Friday the 13th in the year, and the USA Network would run their marathon of the movies. And you talked about how when you'd get to like Jason Takes Manhattan, because they only played the Paramount movies at the time, you'd get a little misty. You'd feel like the weekend was over. Like you'd feel like you kind of had there was a little bit of a sadness that came over you. And I just remember feeling like that connected me to you in a way that I was like, I felt just like that. I remember watching those marathons and being like, oh, okay, I got to go to school tomorrow, or I got to go do so. It's like the weekend is over. And I just remember feeling like that was the moment for me when it really clicked. And I've got a lot of great memories with Jay too, who we've gone on and we've done some, separate shows and things, and just talking with, again, to go back to the Friday the 13th game, there were times because remember that game never worked, right? So there were times we were just waiting to get in a match. So Jay and I would sit there for an hour and a half waiting for the lobby to connect, and we just talk about shit. He'd tell me oh yeah, my daughters are doing this at school, or I was doing this at work, or hey, I saw a great show last week. So I really got to know you guys, and I definitely feel what Lauren is feeling. This feels like more than just a random kind of oh, these are just some guys I talked to on the internet. We're a little more involved than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't listen to that Darkest Side of the Night song without getting hit in the feels. Every time I listen to that song, it's just
to be honest, any 80s and 90s movie, for some reason, in the end credits, they would always have these really somber, these it's not today. It's just thump 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 for 20 minutes while the credits across. It's nothing. But I remember so many movies at the end of the night, late night movies, putting them on, and then the credits would roll, and I'd be like, oh damn, you'd be crushed. Yeah, and it'd be some really even action movies and stuff like that. It would be this really somber tune. Just damn it.
Yeah. See, Christian's back. Christian, what are some of your favorite episodes that you were a part of?
Peter Brackey was the first time we did I think it was the first Friday the 13th. Man, that was amazing for me. I was amped up when we got done. I was just so excited. My wife was like, what are you doing? And I was like, you got the guy Lake. I just streamed with him, and we watched Friday the 13th, and she was like, really? Because she doesn't pay a whole lot of attention, but she's a Friday the 13th fan, and she watched the show one day, and she was like, Christian, that was pretty cool. You need to grow up a little bit and act more mature. But that was pretty cool, Christian. And it was, man. And we got to do part 2. And yeah, it was so cool being able to do part 1. because I've really fallen in love with that movie and being able to watch that with Peter and all you guys. I mean, it was great. And, like Lauren said, I've made friends now and it's fun. I just felt like I was starting to, get comfortable too. So it's really a shame, but life goes on.
Mm-hmm. It does indeed. It does indeed. Let's ask Gibbs. What's one of your favorite memories of one of the shows that you ruined?
I ruined so many in such a short time. I was so prolific. I guess the episodes that stick out for me, it was like when I did the one Christian was talking about with Friday One, just to actually be on there with Piz and Christian and Lauren and Peter Bradke and interacting with you guys was unbelievable. I've just been sitting at home watching this show for years, and I'm still sitting at home, but getting to talk while I went to you guys was amazing. And then the last episode I was on, which was not last episode, one before that, I really felt like I was finally getting a little more comfortable. And I even had this moment where everybody was against me and I was getting to defend myself about theaters versus, at home stuff. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I thought I was finally coming into my own. So yeah, it was bound to end after that.
Gibbs, your journey is complete, sir.
Yes.
My arc was straight up and down. So
there you go. There you go. Indeed.
But it's not lost on me not being a big horror fan or a successful YouTuber that how lucky I was that you invited me on, Piz. I got to know you. I got to watching you from B Junior brought me into this scene originally, and through him, I believe it was I got introduced to you and another karate popcorn. Me and her and you were always very responsive, and you even gave me a shout out. I believe you were celebrating 5,000 subs, and I asked for a shout out for a guy who had 5 subs, and you gave me that shout out, and you got me up to 10, and you were so proud of yourself.
Nice.
So it's just, but it really is weird now to be sitting here on this show all these years later, and I really appreciate it.
Very cool. Very cool. Any other fond memories?
Yeah, I was asking the chat what their favorite commentaries were, and I believe it was Borderline 11 that was talking about B Junior's Franklin impression, which
classic, yeah.
I can't even do it justice.
No,
no, I was gonna say there's no try.
I wouldn't even try.
Yeah, he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. We also have B Junior to thank for the name of the show, which some people probably know that, but he came up with the name.
Yeah, I reached out. I tried to get him for tonight. I might have been too last minute. He did get back to me initially, but I don't know if it's working out. I've been watching. If you see me checking my phone, that's I'm trying to see if he's messaging me back, see if we can get him on for a few minutes. But
that'd be awesome.
That would be super cool to get to chat with him again.
It would be, yes.
Yeah.
One of the commentaries I liked a lot was the Maximum Overdrive.
Oh yeah,
that was the one where I think at least a few of us had some adult beverages during the show.
I think I got a pretty good buzz on for sure.
Yeah.
That was a fun one for sure. Yeah.
I think the best adult beverage episode was when Cole got drunk during the Oscar thing. I was reading the chat. There's a lot of trolling. But Cole got drunk off his ass and started insulting a bunch of people, and the shit was hilarious.
He did.
That was a long ass episode too. I mean, when you watch the Oscars and you're sober, I mean, you got to be drunk to watch that.
Yeah. That
was great.
That's why I had to discontinue those Oscar roasts. They just were too long, and I mean, you had to be wasted to deal with them.
Didn't we do a Halloween 4, 5, and 6 like trilogy marathon?
Yes, we
I forget if we did it for charity or something, but I know I seem to remember doing that.
Yeah, actually, I don't think he's usually in the chat. Our buddy Chris, he goes by the name Crystal Lake Counselor 1977, I think. Yeah, we did the Thorn trilogy and helped raise some money for him after I forget what the hurricane was called down there in Louisiana.
Katrina?
No, it wasn't quite that bad.
I'm sorry.
It was a more recent one.
No.
But I don't remember what it was called either.
I lived through Katrina.
I don't remember.
Probably no, that wasn't Sandy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. No, it's I can't remember.
Yeah.
Was it a man's name? I think it may have been a male's name.
It might have been. I can't believe I don't remember. But
None of us remember men's names.
But we were we were able to raise a nice little chunk of change for him, and that was a really cool thing.
It was like Hurricane Leroy. That's what it was.
There it is. Yeah. There it is.
I just remember dunking on Tina for most of the night. Like I think we were talking about Tina even before we got to 5, and it even continued once we were in Halloween 6. So I just
Tina. Oh God.
I definitely fell asleep at least once during that Thorn trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was one of, I think it was the Nightmare on Elm Street one that was really difficult, because that one was well over 4 hours, and we were about to wrap that one up before Andrew joined. Because he was our guest, and we were like right at the end of the show, and then he pops on, and it's like, oh God, So then that meant that turned a 3-hour show into like a 5-hour show. So I mean, by the end of that one, I was just like, I was dying.
There was a couple where I would duck out because I just had to go to bed, and the next day I would look and I'd be like, "Holy shit! They went another like 3 hours." That happened a couple of times. I was like, I can't even believe it. I know the time zones are different, but damn, sweaty asses here, sweaty asses.
That may be the longest show that we've ever done was that Nightmare show.
That might have been.
It's right up there, man. We had some epic shows, that's for sure. Oh my God.
Movie Man 95 says that Rambo fell asleep during Halloween 6.
He did. I remember that.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, thanks to all the great viewers, man. You guys have been so great over the years, supporting the show and tuning in every week. It's really, you guys are like part of it for me. Not only talking to you guys on the panel, but also the viewers. They always very very well, usually really nice and insightful. Not necessarily tonight.
I've seen an awful lot of people getting hit tonight.
Yeah.
People.
He doesn't even count as one person, really.
No. But yeah, we've what's cool too is like seeing people's names in the chat who are like here from day one. What I mean? They've been here since literally episode 1. So
wow.
Yeah.
I saw Cole is gay in the chat. He's been with us since season 1.
Yeah.
There we go.
DJ Donnelly. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of names I recognize. Been with us the whole time.
Yeah. So, geez.
And it really started before, like, the show. I mean, we were, like, in touch YouTubing, a couple of us for years before we ever got the show together. So I remember some of you guys from before I ever even thought about doing YouTube, like Dead Pit forums.
Right.
Like this goes back, like, I've probably been chatting with Jay and like Pizzal since like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, dude, we're talking like 15 years.
Yeah. It's crazy. Really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got my first webcam because of the Sausage Factory. I was still using like a flip cam. Do y'all remember those pieces of shit?
Oh yeah, flip cam. I remember flip cam.
I got one of those when my first daughter was born, and that was my whole venture onto YouTube was with that thing. But you know, the advent of the webcam really helped out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, why don't we go ahead and let's kind of let the cat out of the bag here a little bit.
Wow.
Well, I'm transitioning.
Wait.
Sorry.
Why the hell do you have a cat in a bag? That's not appropriate.
Yeah, Netflix
Goddamn
show.
dog people need to relax.
The brain.
I'm doing my top surgery next week, and my bottom surgery is going to be maybe 6 months. Fingers crossed.
Nice. We've been telling the truth, and we've also been lying a little bit. We've been telling half truths, put it that way. The sausage factory will be no more. The sausage factory we're taking the sausage factory out back and we're putting a bullet in the back of its head. That's what we're doing.
Retiring it.
Yes, we're retiring it the old-fashioned way.
Like Old Yeller.
Like Old Yeller. Yep.
Oh.
So the sausage factory this is the last episode of the sausage factory. This was no lie. This is the finale of the sausage factory. Our plan is to rebrand the show and to mix things up a little bit in just
Make it more accessible.
Exactly.
Is the idea. Just taking a long sober look at all the years we've done this and the shows and everything. It's time to shake things up.
Retool the format a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So we're gonna shake things up a bit. We're going to make the show a little more accessible. And yeah, kind of a reboot, Indie Fan.
Don't call it a reboot.
By accessible, we don't necessarily mean, completely PC and watered down.
Oh, fuck
you'll
no.
still get
Yeah, this is not.
you'll still get the same thing from the personalities you're used to, just in a little bit different format, a little bit different way.
Yeah, don't worry, we're still on our bullshit.
It's not going to be a soft reboot. It's not going to be a soft reboot.
Although we really should just completely repeat an episode and just remake an episode just verbatim, like Psycho remake style.
That would be good. That would be pretty good.
I don't know. That movie sucked, man.
It did, but I just want to see someone portray Orc.
I'm pretty sure the TV show Psych actually did that. They had an episode in like their first or second season, and then they like completely redid the episode in their last season. Like it's exactly the same. I forget the concept of what they were doing exactly with it, but this is not an entirely new idea, and it's an interesting one.
That isn't, yeah. So what we're essentially going to do is kind of like, how Rob Zombie took Halloween and made it a million times better.
Right.
We're going to retool the sausage.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Now that I'm here, Rob Zombie is better at what? He's better at. Like it says to come back in and to hear the blasphemy that Rob Zombie could be better at anything. I mean, that better kind.
Rambo, I have the answer.
Right for shit.
He's better at skull fucking. Right there. There you go.
There you go. That's it.
I think that's probably true. Though we've never seen John Carpenter try to skull fuck.
No, that's true. That's fair.
And he's guaranteed to have tried.
It's not exactly apples to apples, my man. So one thing I gotta say is, this is an exciting period for us. After as sad as like today started out, everyone in the chat should be very excited. All the regular viewers, because this is gonna really give us a lot of opportunity to really bring you a lot more and better content. And it's also honestly going to open up doors for you as viewers too. It's going to be one of those things, whereas it's not going to be kind of the closed door. If you don't know what the Sausage Factory is, you never can get a friend to watch it. This is going to be something whereas a lot of new people can come in. You can still have your place at the door. It's a very exciting time. It really is. And kudos for Piz for, being willing to roll on to what's the natural extension, because, everyone would eventually get burned out of just doing one thing. So I think this is necessary and exciting. And Gibbs isn't invited.
I figured the reboot was just I was off the show. Sadly, I kind of agree. So.
We're recasting you with Antonio Banderas. It's okay.
And I'm going to announce it right now. The new name of the show is A New Beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we put a little asterisk on screen? It is not the kind of reading.
I thought it was going to be called Those Damn Enchiladas.
I like that. I like that too.
I actually like that too much.
I like that.
A new beginning.
So
we'd be doing the same thing again.
Midnight Geek, thank you for the $5 super chat, sir. Very generous of you. Thank you very much. So yes, big things are in store when we launch A New Beginning very, very soon. And lot of it's going to be really something. And I'm excited about it. I think all the panelists are excited about it, minus Gibbs. We don't care what he thinks. He's done after today.
Don't act like I have any idea what we're doing, because no one told me crap.
All these super chats are going to pay out his contracts. So.
Oh, sweet. A buyout.
A buyout. Yeah, there you go.
It sounds like this episode should have been subtitled The Final Chapter. Just wink, wink.
It should have been.
I leaked it in there at the start. It was kind of a nice little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, we've not settled on a new name just yet. That's something that we're brainstorming, but we we know what direction we want to go in, and we know how we want to make things more accessible, and so.
Well, I was trying to work Kielbasa in there somehow.
I still have hope. Have hope we can make it work. Yeah, maybe a little poll. Yeah.
Sausages go to hell. The final stalemate.
Sausage factory in space.
But yes, that is the plan.
Not more PG-13. No, I see TJ.
No.
Yeah, I don't have it in me to be PG-13. I don't think anybody else is.
We're gonna push the envelope as hard as we can to not get kicked
when we say accessible, I mean you have to imagine somebody for the first time popping on the channel and finding 4-hour episodes.
We will find a rapper named PG-13.
It would be a good rapper name.
It would be a good one. Thank you, Ghost. Thank you, the Daily Ghost, for the $10 super chat. Love you guys. Never leave us. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Very generous of you, the Daily Ghost.
Sure. Thank you.
DJ Donnelly, we're going to NC-17 the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So, exciting times here. If you guys aren't following us on social media, do so. Facebook and Twitter, although those names will eventually change also. And we'll keep everybody abreast of all the new, of everything as we move along toward the launch of whatever the new show will be called. So,
first episode will be a Showgirls commentary with Elizabeth Berkley, since she's working again, and see if
Yes,
I would be down for that.
I agree.
Yes.
We could just look on Cameo. Anybody that does a cameo, we could probably.
Yeah, there you go. $50, sure.
Forget Elizabeth Berkley. Get Kyle MacLachlan. He might do it.
Can I get Jamie Kennedy to wish my mom happy birthday?
Always scrolling with an impression of pork.
But yeah, so sorry about hope we didn't freak too many people out. I saw a couple of people in the chat. They were a little freaked out, but
That's what they call a swerve.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a swerve, a little bit of a swerve. But yes, we will return just under a different name, a new look, a new vibe,
A new beginning.
a new beginning.
Not a new beginning, motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
So this really is starting to sound like Archie Bunker's place, by the way. That's how this is really starting to...
I thought that was a great analogy. When you said that, I was thinking, this is yeah.
Wait, does that mean we get Danielle Bruce-Baugh on the show?
I would love that.
Because I'm for that.
I think I think
Guessing Lauren is not a fan of a new beginning. Lauren is correct.
So Rambo, you know, we until last week we hadn't been on a show together, so I understand you not understanding this. No, New Beginning is horse shit. Okay, it really is.
Man.
Stone, I love you, but don't defend it.
no. We're only saying goodbye to the name Cole is gay. We'll still be around. So
We will be new characters, though. Jay will be the big boss man from now on. I will be Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette.
Undertaker.
We're definitely doing some
Back in better than ever.
Yeah, actually, Borderline 11. That's exactly it. You just nailed it in a comment.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. When we said accessible, we were kind of trying to get at that.
Yeah.
And it also goes a long way to getting guests on the show, because you can only imagine when we try to invite a guest on the show and they think it's like some kind of gay porn thing or something, you know.
Which it is.
No thanks, man. No thanks.
Which
I'll
it is.
pass, you know.
I did have one guest, I won't name them, literally ask me like, you know, hey, is this like a gay thing? Are you guys all gay? And I was like, no,
What?
it's just a
What
funny
if we
name.
were, sir? What if we were?
That's why I decided not to name this person, because you all would all know who I'm talking about.
Tom Atkins.
He's too busy fucking your mom to care.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mom and sister simultaneously.
Yeah.
Tom Atkins, too busy fucking your mom.
T-shirts available now.
It was that damn saxophone, man.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and let's call it a night. Again, if you guys aren't following us on Facebook and Twitter, do so, because we'll be updating, keeping you guys updated on social media as far as what the new name is and when we'll relaunch. So, Steak Sauce,
$2.
yes, thank you for the
Thank you,
$1.99
Steak
super
Sauce.
chat.
Gosh.
Yes, to new beginning, Steak Sauce, exactly. To new beginning.
$1.99 to new beginning.
Yes. First, the first guest on the new show will be Dick Wheeler.
Garbage day.
I promise.
That'd be awesome.
I think I'm busy.
But yeah, so it'll be so yeah, keep follow us on social media so you guys can keep abreast of all the developing developments. But
Hey, Piz, can I just plug something real quick? It's not for me.
sure.
One of the current generation's best horror writers, Kathy Koja, has a collection of short stories coming out next week from Meerkat Press called Velocities. She is absolutely what we talk about every week about wanting something new. She's been producing new for 3 decades. She never repeats herself. Incredible stuff. Check her out, please.
Cool. And also, let me do some plugging here too. I'm sure most of you guys out there watching are aware of the fact that Christian has his own YouTube channel. Stingray has his own YouTube channel. Stingray also does collaborations with Cole and occasionally Eric, although I don't think he and Eric have done anything in a while.
Yeah, it's been a little while. It is Eric's fault. I admit that.
Oh, it's life, man. Life happens.
Let's see. Lauren has his own YouTube channel, Visited by Voices One. Of course, I'm sure you guys all know Rambo's channel. Gibbs, I think he kind of relaunched his channel.
Yeah. One video so far. I kind of got sidetracked because my second episode, I was going to unbox something that got delayed to the end of the year, so that kind of threw me off. And then life kind of got in the way. But no, I've got some ideas. They're coming soon.
Okay, very cool. Stone Gassman just launched his own website, stonegassman.com.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys go check that out. Raiho has his own channel, but he infrequently updates it, posts videos.
I have a website that I do keep up.
That's right.
Retrodef.ca. I kind of shifted to writing more stuff there, and I've done some freelance stuff on a couple of different sites. Pixel Elixir, if you're looking around there. .com. I mostly drove into the website these days, but I have some plans to come back to YouTube soon. So I have been working on that in the background, and this is all going to go hand in hand, I think.
Very cool. Thank you, Joe Bob, for the $1 super chat. Very, very kind of you. Anything else you guys want to plug? No?
Well, I wanted to say real quick that I just posted my new review on my website for a movie called The Ballad of Tam Lin, directed by Roddy McDowall. It's a British folk horror movie starring Ava Gardner. So, brand new review up there on my website.
Yeah,
okay.
Stonegassman.com, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And just a shout out to a couple great films that I saw this week, both brand new. We Summon the Darkness and Sea Fever. Very different from each other. One's a lot of fun. One is really a big downer, which of course I love. But they're both awesome new horror films. They're both available through Amazon right now. They're not Prime. You'd have to pay for them, but they're worth it.
And Alexandra Daddario is in We Summon the Darkness. So just if you're leaning any direction, that helps.
With Hellfest final girl Amy Forsyth.
Ooh, well there you go.
Has anybody seen that? Nobody seen that yet?
No, it's Lauren.
Absolutely, it's awesome.
I know it's on Prime. It's probably everywhere on streaming.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It hasn't hit any of the free services yet, or what subscription services. You have to actually buy it right now, but it's a lot of fun. It's what you think it is, but it's really good. And Sea Fever is kind of like a thing, Alien. A lot of Alien 3 kind of thing. It's really depressing, but it's really good. So
wait, did someone say Alien 3?
Oh,
Rambo,
God.
don't.
Cut to black. Cut to black.
No, listen, Rambo, you motherfucker. Alien 3 is a brilliant piece of nihil cinema that deserves to be appreciated for what it is. It doesn't try and suck the cock of a first film that's far superior, like that piece of shit Aliens, okay?
God damn.
Damn.
Is anyone worried that we're calling it PG-13?
If you were worried. I think, Rambo, you got to turn up your mic.
No, he doesn't. He's fine.
I want to hear it.
People need to know what kind of piece of shit that Alien 3 movie is.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Alien 3 be a piece of shit.
Preach it, Rambo. Preach it.
Fucking sweat off my balls and my ass crack.
I like Alien Resurrection better than Alien 3.
What?
Does any?
Okay.
Whoa. Stone, you just took all the heat off of me.
Okay. Yeah, there's no flag on the play.
Alien 3. Fucking Biodome's better than Alien 3.
Does anybody?
What's the matter? Rambo, did it hurt your feelings? Did it hurt you? It killed off your precious little characters who are fucking
hurt my
stereotypes
ass when
anyway.
its dick went
Oh,
Oh, I
It
feel
hurt my ass.
bad.
My
I
ass
feel
bleeds.
bad
All right,
for
stop,
ya.
stop,
My
stop.
ass bleeds from it.
stop.
Does
on, guys.
anybody have anything else they wanna plug?
I've got a new website. It's called Alien 3 Sucks.
This is like if in the last episode of Cheers, like Norm and Cliff started beating the shit out of each other in like the final scene. Like the hell.
And they should have. I was waiting for that.
Nice fight.
It's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
The bloodlust of the society. It's the zeitgeist of the violence.
I'm gonna miss you guys for the next 6 months or whatever.
Let me give some shout outs here to everybody watching out in the chat tonight. Movie Man 95, Midnight Geek. Thank you for that super chat tonight, Midnight Geek. Also, that was very kind of you. DJ Donnelly, Dale, Jess Graham, Joe Bob Tarhill. Thank you for your super chat, Joe Bob. NT Phantom, Jamie, Cameron's in the chat. If you guys have not seen the trailer for Cameron's Queen of Hearts, a Twin Peaks fan film, definitely look that up.
Looking good.
CBN Seagull, Adam the Motion Picture History Horror Fan. Verisimilitude, The Sausage Still Lives. Our buddy Steak Sauce, Jeff Overing. Let's see who else is with us tonight. Devin Dungan, Russia's Ashes. Steak Sauce, thank you for that $1.99 super chat, sir. Very kind of you.
That's those stimulus super chats.
Cole is gay, who was in the chat earlier. Toronto Freddy, thank you for the super chat as well. That was very kind of you. The Daily Ghost, thank you for your super chat. That was very, very kind and generous of you also. Manny Gatillo. Yeah, we had a very baby Herman. Hello, baby Herman. We had a very lively chat tonight, and yeah, so we went out in style. We put the Sausage Factory to bed, kind of in style. It got a little rough there toward the end, but anyway,
That was expected.
yes, that was expected.
I love you anyway, Rambo. Just saying.
But yeah, and I want to thank all you guys on the panel too. Christian, Eric, Stingray, Lauren, B-Movie Mike, Rambo, Raiho, Stone, Gibbs, even you too, Gibbs. And Cameron, who was here earlier as well. Thank you guys. And yes, when we return, we will be anew. We will be born anew. So
The meat market.
no.
We are chained at the bottom of a lake, and we are going to be resurrected by a psychic girl with emotional problems.
There you go.
Or a freaking power
That's a
line
great
that
idea
makes
for a
no
movie.
sense.
But yeah, so we'll see you guys again soon in the very near future. Again, follow the social medias so you guys can keep abreast of all the developing developments. And so you have a great night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys again very, very soon. Peace.